Yeah, I'm not sure how much. I'm anxious to find out how much the former sheriff of Pinal County likes the attention that he gets. But anytime there seems to be an opening for a significant political office, the question asked in Republican circles is, do you think Mark Lamb will run? Well, the answer in CD5 now is a resounding yes. The sheriff is throwing his hat into the ring. Sheriff, it is great to talk with you. And I want to talk about this decision, but how are you feeling?
We feel good. Look, it took me a little time to get to this decision. But look, in the end, I love this country. I love America. I love our history. I love our birthright. I love everything about it. And I want to do what I can to defend it. I believe that he who has the ability has the responsibility. And with everything we're seeing with immigration still being an issue, with crime and the rule of law being such a contentious issue right now, I think that I could truly hit the ground running for the people of CD5. And so, yes, today we've officially announced our candidacy for the congressional seat that Andy Biggs, who's been a phenomenal conservative. I've been proud to have him as my congressman, and I look forward to potentially, hopefully, he's our governor. But yes, those are big shoes to fill. But I would love the opportunity, and hopefully, the people of CD5 and Arizona will see the value that I bring to the table, and I would love to represent them in Washington D.C. And not just CD5, but the state of Arizona and this country. I think we need people that are unapologetic about God, family, freedom now more than ever.
So you just said it took a while to get to the decision. What was the deciding factor? Do you mind sharing a little bit of what went into that decision?
You know, honestly, one of the things was Charlie. You know, when seeing Charlie Kirk killed the way he was, it not only was that a huge blow to our country, to Arizona, to free speech. I mean, there were so many things that I think every American is very concerned about. But it also brought me back to when I lost my kids, you know, my son and my granddaughter, my daughter-in-law. And what it reminded me of is, and something I've said many times, is that there is no guarantee for tomorrow. And the only thing we have that we take with us in this life is what we do. And I could go on and work and make money and do all those things, but walking away from a fight that I know I could be very valuable in, I just couldn't do it. So in the end, my desire to preserve a free America and my desire to protect my family, my belief in God and freedom, this is where I found myself. And I'm ready to go. Like I'm here, I'm dressed up. Like I always used to say when I was a cop, I didn't get all dressed up for nothing. So let's do this.
The person that's been by your side through everything you've been through has been your wife, and she's an amazing person. What role did she play in the decision? Was there any reservations about you going back and forth to D.C.? Like if you win this race, it's a grind, man. You know it's a grind. You are in D.C. all those days, and when you're home, you're getting pulled in 87 different directions. How does she feel about all this?
Well, not only is she by my side all the time, but she's right behind the camera. You can't see her right now. And she's an amazing woman. And be honest with you, she was probably played a bigger role in getting me to this point. She is a patriot, just like me. We have grandkids, we have our own kids. And while we will sacrifice time away from them, we'll sacrifice there'll be a financial sacrifice in our home, but freedom means that much to us. This country means that much to us. I would be so angry with myself if we were to lose the country that our founding fathers and my ancestors have worked so hard to give us, only to let it go, right? When it's time to pass on the baton to my kids and grandkids. So she is just like me. She loves this country, and together we don't do anything apart. You know, we're running this race together, and she is all in, just like I am.
So I'm always curious about this primary process because it ends up being friends that are vying for the same seat. And so have you had a conversation with Jay Feely or Travis Grantham? Do you plan on that? Because it can get contentious because everybody wants the job, but at the same time, you should be pulling in the same direction. Have you talked to them, or will you?
Yeah, last week I made phone calls to everybody that's in the race and talked with them. I consider these great, good men and their friends, and told them, where I was at, that I was ready to jump into this race. And we've had conversations for months. We've jumped on the phone periodically to talk about where I was. And I called him last week and I just said, hey, look, I'm going to be jumping into this congressional race. And look, in the end, what I'm doing is I just want to go out. I did it in the Senate race as well. I go out, I tell you what I'm capable of, what my experience is, what my passion is, what's driving me, my belief in this country, my desire to preserve freedom. And that's what all I can do. And I hope that the people of CD5 see that genuineness that I bring to the table, the rawness, the authenticity, the ability to be unapologetic about God, family, freedom in this country. President Trump has done an amazing job by being unapologetic. Andy Biggs has done a great job. Charlie Kirk was unapologetic about his faith, and he was so willing to defend it. And I look forward to defending it on the same level. I think we've had so many great examples of people that have been willing to do it. And so I'm focused on just winning the vote of the people and telling them what I bring to the table, and hopefully they'll give me the opportunity.
So the challenges that America faces, we a lot of us are aware of them, but prioritizing things and building coalition, especially in the House, is necessary with so many members and a simple majority necessary in a vote. What are those priorities for Mark Lamb? What do you think are the priorities in Washington, D.C.? And how do you go about building a coalition so that it's more than just your voice? It's a collective voices together and making changes that need to happen in D.C.?
Well, like my wife always says, that the odds of in Congress are it's 425 or 435. You're one of 435. As a sheriff, I'm one of 3,100. But I've been, over the last 8 years, we have built phenomenal coalitions throughout the country, here in this state. And it transcends beyond party. We learn how to find common ground and work together. But I don't think anybody would disagree that I'm probably one of the strongest conservatives in this state. I've been proven time and time again as a conservative fighter, even when it's tough. Look, through COVID, through all this stuff we saw the last 4 years under this administration. And when you talk about what I can bring to the table, running the Senate race really broadened me in the sense that I understood the water issues, Social Security, the economy. But I think my strong suit, this is not a surprise to anybody, is even though we're doing well with securing our border, we still have a major immigration problem. We've got a long-term solution. We got to find long-term solutions for the border issue so that it doesn't change should we have a change in leadership again. I think the leadership change that we have now has been all the difference. President Trump has done a great job in stopping the bleeding at the border, and now it's given us an opportunity to work on fixing what we have inside of this country. And I look to be a strong advocate and supporter and somebody that's going to be right there in the trenches with President Trump on that immigration issue. But we do have a lot of other issues, and I look forward to being helpful on all those issues. But I think you're right, Mike. The coalitions are important. And I think one thing I've proven is not just to be a conservative, but like I told you just now, the ability to get along with people. I've been able to do that here on a state level, and I look forward to doing that for all of the citizens of CD5.
It's great to talk with you as always. It's going to be a fun ride watching you duke this out in a primary and then in a general election if you win that primary. I appreciate you talking to my audience as always, and I hope you'll come back often.
Absolutely, Mike. And I got to do this because I should have already done it 3 times, but marklamb.us, marklamb.us. Please go there. If you live in CD5, I would love to have your signature to get me on the ballot. And I would love to have your prayers and support. If you want to donate financially, you can do that at marklamb.us. And let's do this. Let's keep this country going. I believe in America, and I think our best days are ahead of us. But we need proven conservative fighters in Washington, D.C. that will make that happen.
Thanks, Mark.
Thanks.
All right, that's Mark Lamb, and you can see excited about the race as he is. He does everything 1,000 miles an hour. He never does things halfway, and I'm sure it's going to be that way in this race. I look forward to seeing the race as it goes on.
Thanks for watching the Mike Broomhead Show. Tap to watch and listen to the new season of Amazing Arizonans, a KTAR News podcast. You can also click the button in the middle to subscribe.